So welcome back, guys. So welcome, guys. If you can hear me, please can you leave a comment? Let me know that you are with me. You can leave a comment. We'll be looking at other blogs. Other blogs. If you are with me, please kindly leave a comment so that I will know that we are following. Okay, so we just take out time to other blogs. We'll be looking at other blogs today. Okay, looking at the other blogs. So these other blocks, we are going to be using it to look for a particular entry where we can enter the market. Okay, so these other blocks will help us to know when exactly to wait for price to come back to enter the market. Okay, so we have our other blocks. We can actually make use of other blocks on the 1 minute time frame. Okay, the 5 minutes time frame, the 15 minutes time frame, the 1 hour time frame, the 4 hour time frame, and then the daily time frame. Okay, so but for the purpose of this training, we are going to make use of either the 4 hour or the daily. Okay, and then maybe if there is time, we can look at the weekly time frame. Okay, so we can make use of either the 4 hour, the daily, or the weekly time frame to be able to analyze our markets. And then if we want to make use of the smaller time frame, maybe like the 1 minute, 5 minutes, or 15 minutes time frame, then it will be after we've make use of either the weekly, the daily, or the 4 hour time frame. Okay, so once we are able to make use of these three time frame, then we can decide to come to the smaller time frame, like the 1 hour, the 15 minutes, and then the 5 minutes. Okay, to spot, to help us spot our entry. So we are going to make use of this order block strategy. So we just quickly go to the daily time frame now. Okay, this is VIX 71 seconds, so I'm going to change that to I don't know which of the market should we make use of. Is it possible if you can let me know in the comment description which of the markets we should make use of. We have the step index, the boom 1000, crash 1000, boom 500, crash 500, and VIX 10 index. So guys, um which of the markets should we make use of? I think we'll just stick with maybe the boom 1000 markets. Okay, we'll just stick with the boom 1000 markets. I'm just going to delete everything here. Okay, so other blocks, they are really a powerful place for us to pick our entry. Okay, so let's make use of the crash, the boom and crash. Make use of the boom and crash. Okay, so on the weekly time frame now, we are going to be looking at the order block. On the weekly time frame. Okay, we'll look at the order block on the weekly time frame. So what is an order block? Okay, now I want to define what an order block is. So we must be able to get the definition of an order block, what an order block is, before we'll be able to use that order block on our chart. Okay, so what is an order block? So an order block is simply the last buy or sell candle. Okay, I believe you can see this definition. So our order block is the last buy or sell candle. Okay, it's the last buy or sell candle. So let us identify that order block here now. So for example here, you notice on my chart here that we have this last sell candle here. Okay, so this particular last sell candle here, okay, this particular last sell candle here, before the move upward here, is called our order block. Okay, remember, you can see this move up here. Okay, you can see this move here. So this is our order block. This was the last sell candle here before this move upward. Okay, this was like the last sell candle here. So we call this a bullish order block. Okay, we call it a bullish order block. So this was like the last, this our order block here. Okay, this particular candle here is our order block. So we can call it a bullish order block because that was the last candle before market started buying. Okay, so it's called a bullish order block. It is called a bullish order block. Okay guys, so this is a bullish order block. And then if we look closely, we'll notice that here now we have here also our order block. We have our order block here also. Okay, you can see this last sell candle here. Okay, so this was like the last sell candle that we have here before market started buying upward again. Okay, so that is also our bullish order block. So guys, it's called a bullish order block. So I will be referring to order block as OB here. Okay, and then let's look for a bearish order block now. So a bearish order block is the reverse. Okay, a bearish order block. Okay, so for example here, you notice that this was like the last uh, buy candle here before this sell. Okay, this was like the last buy candle here. Okay, before the sell. So we can call this a bearish order block. Okay, you can call this a bearish order block. We can call that a bearish order block. So let's just look for one more example of a bearish order block before we explain how to make use of this order block. Okay, as you can see here, also we have this. Also is our bearish order block, either this or this. Okay, so we can decide to make use of this or this. Remember that this particular candle is inside of this candle here. Okay, remember this particular candle is inside of this. So this, we can make use of this particular blue candle here before market started selling downwards. Okay, so that is like a bearish order block. Okay, you can see that that is a bearish order block here. So a bearish order block. Okay, so what we want to do with this order block is to make sure that we wait for price to get back to it. Okay, before we take a trade in the market, we always want to wait for price to get back to our order block before we take an entry. So if you look closely, you will notice that this was our very bullish order block here. Okay, so what we want to do now is to mark our zone and wait for price to come back to that level there. Okay, so wait for price to come back to that level. Okay, so it's not every time price may come back, or price might break that level, but we are going to always take note of that particular level here. Okay, this particular order block here. And then if we go back, also notice this particular order block price, this particular order block here, price did not come back to that order block. Okay, price did not come back to that order block. You can see that price kept on buying. Okay, price never came back to test this order block, unlike this first one that we have here. You notice that this particular one here, price came back to test it and have started buying upward again. So price is actually respecting this order block level here, guys. So it means that this particular order block is a valid order block. Okay, but if you look here, you notice that this particular order block here, price never came back to test it. Okay, rather price kept on buying upward. Okay guys, so if we look at this particular one here, we have like an order block here. Okay, so let us draw our zone to see if price will come back to test that particular order block. Okay, let's see if price will respect that our order block. Okay, so we can see that price actually respected this order block here. Okay, and maybe price came back, respected the order block and started buying. So maybe the reason why price did not come back to test this particular order block was because of this first initial order block that was tested. Okay, so we can see that price came back to test that order block. All right guys, so let's still look for one more example and then I will show us how to make use of this order block. Okay, I'll show us how to always make use of this order block strategy. Okay, so I'll show us how to make use of it. Okay, so here we have an order block here. Okay, price never came there. Okay guys, here as well you can see that this is an order block level. Okay, and then here as well we have different order blocks. Here we have an order block here. So anywhere you see the last buy or sell candle before it move, guys, that is our order block. Okay, and then lastly let us mark this particular one here. We are going to mark this one here, guys. Let's just mark this last order block here. Okay, just mark that. Okay, so if we look very well, we notice that this particular order block here was respected. Okay, here price did not come to test this order block. For this particular order block, it was respected. All right, price did not come back to test this order block. Also here, guys, this order block failed. This order block failed but did not fail completely. Market still sold a little from that level. Okay guys, So how do we make use of this order block? How do we make use of this order block, guys? Because the most important thing about order blocks is to know how to make use of them on your chart. How do we make use of this order block on our charts? How do we make use of it? That's what we want to look at now. Okay, before we explain how to make use of this order block on our charts, what we are going to do now is to know how to draw out this zone. Okay, we must know how to draw out this zone. Now if you look at the order block very well, you will notice that there are two things about this order block. Okay, I want us to note two things very important about this order block whenever you want to draw this particular red zone. There are two things you're supposed to know. The first thing is you want to look at the body of the candle. You want to look at the body of the candle, and the second thing, you want to look at the wick. Okay, so the body and the wick will help us to know how to draw this our red zone. Okay, so you must understand the body and the wick of that particular candlestick to be able to mark this red zone, to be able to draw this red zone completely. Okay, don't forget please the body and the wick. Okay, the body and the wick, they are two important things that will help us. So for example now, let us, if you notice this particular candle here, you notice that it has a wick here. You can see this tiny wick. Okay, and then the body. Okay, so whenever you want to draw this zone on this particular candle, okay, because this is a small candle, okay, number one, and then the wick is also very tiny. Whenever you want to draw it out, make sure you cover the entire candlestick from the wick here up to the body here down. Okay, so make sure you cover the entire body. Do not start drawing it from the body here. Okay, don't draw from the body up to the body down. Okay, draw from the wick. And the reason is because the candlestick, number one, is a small candlestick. Number two, the wick is also very tiny compared, you know, to compare, when we compare the distance of the wick from the top to the body. Okay, it is tiny, so we want to draw out the whole zone. Okay, so that's the first thing we want to do. So that's why we had to place, so you can draw it like that, and then you can see that you can have it this way. Okay, now if you look here also, the way we are able to draw this also, we had to place it at, if you look very well guys, you notice that we have to place it from this particular wick here, the top of this wick, to the bottom here. Okay, so we have to draw it that way. Okay, so most of the examples here, they are very tiny candles, and that's why we are making use of the complete candles. Okay, so if, for example now, I'm trying to look for another example that will help us explain this concept better. Okay, okay, so let me go to the daily time frame. So on the daily time frame, guys, I'm trying to look for an example to explain. Okay, now let us, if you look at this particular candle here, if you look at this particular candle here, guys, you notice that this was like the last sell candle here. Okay, before market started, buying. Okay, remember this was the last sell candle here, so that is like our bullish order block. Okay, now if you want to mark that particular candle here, what you can do, okay, is to mark, is to make sure you mark just the body. Okay, you can mark just the body here, or you can decide to mark the entire candlestick. Okay, but here the body would be okay here because the low of the wick is quite far from the close of the body here. Okay, the low of this wick is somehow far from close. So we want to make use of just the body alone. Okay, so we want to make use of just the body alone. So whenever you see candlesticks like that, guys, then you just want to highlight only the body. Okay, if the wick is not too far from, let me look for another market to explain this thing better, because this boom 500 will not be able to capture. Let's look at VIX 75. Okay, so it's like we don't have much example, but the most important thing is to understand. Okay, so let's make use of is to look for, okay, like the monthly time frame here now, to be able to mark our zone here. We can decide to make use of the body here. Okay, we might not make use of the entire candlestick, we might decide to make use of the body. Okay, so the body will always help us to know if we can enter for a trade or not. Okay, the body will always help us to know if we can enter for a trade or not. Okay, guys, so in our next class, definitely we'll look at the two things that can help us to place a trade, okay, in the market. We'll look at the two things that we need to look out for, okay, before we place a trade in the market. So thank you guys. So in next class we'll continue from where we stop, okay.